and diverse island in the Pacific Ocean is the project-based learning school, West Hawaii Explorations Academy, also known as WHEA. WHEA TV is student videos made to connect their lifestyle on the Big Island to the learning they do in school. First year of school is over with. Starting our second year today. Heading out. I'm gonna go pick up Mr. O. Car's having a little problems. It's all right. We're gonna have a great year this year. Do some really cool things. Can't wait to get started. All right, so second year of school. We got some really cool things coming up. We're gonna do the Connections Project again. We were able to do 17 episodes last year, and we might actually add some more as we go through for our first wheel and finish that. So WHEA TV Season 2 is going to start this year. Hoping the kids come up with some real cool stuff. We got the girls in the background getting ready for the first day of school. Say hi, ladies.
Hi. Hi.
Presley got herself some braces over the summer. Harley got something called Invisalign. It's kind of like braces, but it's all good. Anyways, ready for a good year. Can't wait to see the tribe again. Aloha.
Welcome to another video. This video is going to be about the history of the bodyboard and how it all started. It all started with the pipo boards. What are they? The wooden planks that dated back to as far as 2000 BC that now are also known as the natural unevolved version of the bodyboard. During those times, a pipo board is what every surfer would have had. Thousands of years later, it was called bellyboarding, after it was introduced to the UK by a man in the early 1900s. It was introduced to the United Kingdom by a pioneering Perranporth watermen, George Tamerlane and William Saunders. They still bellyboard to this day.
We're at Chapelporth Beach at the World Bellyboard Champs. It's basically a slightly tongue-in-cheek World Championships celebrating riding wooden surfboards lying down.
First started 9 years ago by myself and Martin Ward as a tribute to Arthur Traveller, a holidaymaker that used to come down every year and go surfing with his wooden surfboard.
And the sport was also at one point introduced to the Western civilizations too. On July 7th, 1971, he cut a rectangular shape of polyethylene foam and covered it with newspaper. The first bodyboard was born and history was made. Years later, after he invented it, the so-called new sport was now back and introduced to the world, getting more and more popular since the 70s until now, and it is still getting more popular to this day. It got so popular he created the Mari Pro, a competitive game for the new sport. Here is a clip of one of the first competitive bodyboarding games.
For the Mori Boogie World Bodyboarding Championships. Turn on the radio, and the first thing I heard was high surf advisories for the North Shore of Oahu. Now, that's bad news for tourists, but it is real good news for bodyboarders. A high surf warning means big waves, and big waves means excitement. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Chamberlain, and welcome to the Mori Boogie World Championships of the Bonsai Pipeline on the North Shore of Oahu. Joining me on the program today is Jay Real. We're lucky to have Jay. Jay was a competitor heading into the competition, but he got knocked out early.
To this day, there are many more people playing the sport. People in this sport can even be professional at it too. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.
The first airsoft gun was made in the early 1970s. It was made in Japan, but the gun itself had to be assembled. Here we have a clip from Novice, the scope cam gameplay that shows people call their hits. Airsoft uses an honor system to call yourself out if you're hit. Please don't be this guy. Chronograph is used to measure joules, otherwise known as feet per second. Because Novice used .46 gram BBs, the shot was straight and clean. The airsoft BB was made to resemble the metal ones, but made of plastic, so it was field safe. Red Wolf Airsoft is a trusted company that makes airsoft guns. They make thousands of airsoft guns, in good quality too. Whenever you play airsoft, please do not do what I'm doing right now. You need protective goggles and a face mask. Without that, you cannot play. Please use that.
Everybody, what is up? My name is the Laughing J Gamer, and today we are going to be looking at the history of the Macintosh. So 1, 2, 3, let's go. Now, starting out in 1978, just right after the Apple II and Lisa was created. Now, along with the Lisa was the first graphical interface made by Apple, and at the time, this was a very great thing, especially at the time the graphical interface was very beautiful and amazing, like nothing anyone has ever seen before. Now, it was originally proposed to Mike Markkula by Jeff Raskin for 3 years, and it was gone over, looked at, and by the entire board of Apple. Finally, in 1981, Jeff Raskin was put on the project, and what happened is later, you guessed it, Steve Jobs took hold of the project after being disbanded from the Lisa team. The original name was Sally, then it went to Bicycle because Steve Jobs said the mind is like a person, and a computer or a learning device like a bicycle. It takes you anywhere you want to go, so that's why he called it the Bicycle. But after a few proposals, everybody just said no. And it was finally decided to be named after Jeff Raskin's favorite apple. The breed of apple was called the Apple Macintosh. Now, because of Steve Jobs' perfectionist nature, the project went 2 years over its due date because Steve Jobs constantly kept changing the design. He was a very, very, very hard man to please. The investors, commercial makers, and etc. were just getting really tired because they were waiting for so long for it to come out. And Steve Jobs said that it was a work of beauty, but they didn't believe him because it was taking so long. So they decided to speed the project up a bit, so they went to help to Xerox. Yes, that's right, Xerox. Believe it or not, but Xerox made computers in the 80s. Xerox was currently in development of the Star. Now, the Xerox Star was one of the first computers to have a graphical interface. So what happened is people from the Macintosh team, including Steve Jobs, Jeff Raskin, and Mike Markkula, to Xerox PARC to research. They paid Xerox $2 million just so they could check the computer out, because Xerox wouldn't really let people from an outside company go in and check out their computer. They finally got enough knowledge to develop their own computer to make it a little bit more better. They did that, they got more and more people from places like Sony, Alps Electronics Company, Samsung, many more. Now, because of this, lots of time, money was just being poured in, way too much than that was needed. We're starting to lose interest in it, including investors, marketers, people at their company. Even the people on the Macintosh team were starting to lose interest. So what they did is they teamed up with several filmmakers to make a commercial on the Super Bowl. Now, this commercial sparked Super Bowl commercials that we know today. It was the 1983 Macintosh ad. This was probably one of the greatest commercials of all time.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the Information Purification Directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests, obeying contradictory thoughts. Purification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Everybody was suddenly just into the Macintosh. And then it came 1984. There's so much time, money, being threatened, people being fired. The Macintosh was finally released, and the keynote that came with it was amazing. It sparked Apple keynotes as we know it too. The amazing part is that they got the computer to speak for itself in the year 1984. People saw this and it was amazing. Not only that, but it was portable. It could do things that no other computer could do at the time. After a while, sales just weren't great as expected. People called it hot toaster, names, all sorts of stuff, and it just was being destroyed. Slowly, the Macintosh died. People said that it was too expensive for a piece of trash like it. It just was not working out for a lot of people. Because of how much damage was done to the company, Steve Jobs was fired from his own company after a year after that, and it was not pretty. So, what did you guys think? Was it cool? Was it good? This coffee tastes weird. I think it's French roast or something. I don't know. Maybe it's Italian roast. I have no idea. But, yeah, I'll see you guys later, and, who are you? Where did you come from?
21 Pilots is my favorite band, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Are you sure nobody cares?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And I've come to ask you about gaming. Can the Macintosh do gaming?
Well, that's actually a great question, because a lot of people think that Macs aren't great for gaming. But did you know that back in the day, Macintoshes were great for gaming? In fact, Windows were looked as the working machines instead.
Well then, if so, can it hook up to my Xbox and play Minecraft?
No, why? Why would you say that?
Because I'm a screecher.
Okay, that just went way too far. Okay, we're gonna have to close this down, ladies and gentlemen. No, please don't kill